Molly and the Skywalkers is a pair of TV movies made by JZM and Bill Melendez Productions, who are famous for creating the Peanuts cartoons. These movies are about a young girl named Molly who has a big imagination and her friends known as the Skywalkers. These films are a bit more serious than the Peanuts and deal with tough topics like people getting married and then getting divorced. The two movies were released on VHS in 1998, but they are pretty hard to find now. You might be able to get them on Amazon or eBay, but they are considered rare because they are not in production anymore. Also, these movies were not shown on TV again after the 1980s, and no one knows why. But it might be because they were considered to be too serious for kids. Both of these movies used to be available on YouTube at one point, but the channel that uploaded them was taken down, so they partially became lost or hard to find. Some short clips of the movies can be seen in a trailer for the VHS releases and in other places. Then finally on June 1st, 2023, a YouTube user named Robert Coates Returns Again uploaded both the movies onto his YouTube channel. Dean Quixote is a comedy movie from the year 2000 made by Orion Walker and Richard Gobert. There wasn't much info about the story of the movie except what we can see in the trailer. The movie never officially came out, but it was shown once in the year 2000. Strangely, it also didn't have a company to distribute it and it never got one. The music from the movie was also released as a soundtrack before the movie had a distributor. People liked the music and one of the songs even came out on another album in 2006. The website for the movie hadn't been updated since 2009, and the Facebook group for updates about its release was gone. On November 3rd, 2021, they said that there's no active plan to release the movie, but it's not impossible in the future. Then on November 22nd, 2021, they said that the movie wasn't being released because the manager of a band called Guided by Voices who are in the movie didn't actually agree to it. But then finally on June 29th, 2023, a copy of a movie that belongs to a person named Robert Schneider was put on a website called UGA Special Collections. It does have some marks on it and is split into two parts, but the whole movie is available to watch on the website. A Very Aggressive Vegetable is a series of short animated cartoons, each lasting just about 30 seconds. They were made by a company called Fudge Puppy and were shown on Nickelodeon UK in 1998. They also aired again later on Nicktoons TV in the United States. These cartoons are about vegetables that get really angry and take revenge on kids who insulted them. There are 6 of these short cartoons in total: cucumber, potato, celery, baby corn, zucchini, and broccoli. At one point you could watch all of these cartoons on the Nick.com website. However, there's a problem with the video player on the website, so the cartoons couldn't be played, and now those web pages are gone. For a long time you could only find 5 out of the 6 cartoons online, but one of them, called Zucchini, was missing. There was only a short piece of it in a promo for a show called Tunes from Planet Orange. But on August 3rd, 2023, a YouTube user named The Retro Room Games uploaded the missing cartoon in its entirety. So now all of these short cartoons have been found and can be watched online. The Stepford Wives is a movie from 2004 and it's a mix of dark comedy and science fiction. It stars Nicole Kidman and was directed by Frank Oz. This movie is the second time they turned a book from 1972 with the same name into a full-length movie. Critics didn't really like when it first came out and it didn't make much money compared to how much it cost to make. But in recent years some people have started to like it a lot, and it's become a bit of a cult favorite. Like most movies, they showed the Stepford Wives to small groups of people before it officially came out. This was to see how the audience reacted and to make any changes if needed. The early versions of the movie shown at these tests were sometimes longer or had different parts compared to the final version. In the case of the Stepford Wives, about 20 minutes of scenes with important story parts were taken out after these test showings. In September 2003, someone recorded one of these test screenings of the Stepford Wives illegally. They put it on the internet in 2 parts on the same day the movie was supposed to come out. But just 2 days later they replaced it with a better quality recording of the final movie. After that, not many people talked about this recording, and the first mentions of it came out around in late 2005. It mostly stayed hidden and only a few private collectors of unfinished versions of movies had it. Then in July 2022, 2 parts of this recording were found by users named ToastWoomy and Rouster64. They decided to keep it private to themselves for a while though, and it wasn't until August 1st, 2023, when a user on the Lost Media Wiki named YoshiKiller2S was allowed to share the entire recording from one of the people involved. Fishtails is a short animated film from 1936 made in America. It was directed by Jack King and features the character Porky Pig, and the music for the film was composed by Norman Spencer. While you can find the black and white version of the short online, the colorized 1968 version was missing. People knew it existed because of a website that talks about different redrawn cartoon shorts and has screenshots from the short. Even though the short was shown on TV channels like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network in the 1980s, nobody seemed to have a physical copy or recorded it on VHS when it aired. Then, on December 7th, 2017, a user named ChupaX found the short and uploaded it to archive.org, but in low quality. 5 years later, on July 20th, 2023, a user named YoshiKiller2S discovered a higher quality recording of the redrawn colorized version from a big collection of Looney Tunes shorts. Harry Hill's TV Burp was a popular British comedy TV show made by Avalon Television. It was on ITV from December 22, 2001 to April 7, 2012. The show was hosted by British comedian Harry Hill. He would watch clips from different TV programs that aired in the UK during the past week, and he made fun of funny moments or things that seemed strange when taken out of context from those shows. It was a big hit with viewers and critics, even winning a BAFTA award in 2009. Because it was so successful in the UK, they tried to make a similar show in Australia in 2009. This time, an Australian comedian named Ed Kavalee hosted it, and it was just called TV Burp. They focused more on Australian TV shows like Neighbours, MasterChef Australia, Home and Away, and Australian Idol. Even though the host and location were different, the format of the original show mostly stayed the same. They kept the same theme song, set, and many of the comedy elements. But unlike the UK version, the Australian one didn't do too well. The second episode only had 846,000 viewers and wasn't in the top 10 most watched shows that day. The ratings kept dropping, so they cancelled it after only one series. They had planned to make a second series in 2010, but it just didn't happen. They made 8 episodes of the Australian TV Burp between July 23rd and September 10th, 2009. Because not many people watched it, it became hard to find the show in the years after it aired. Only one full episode was available online, along with some other clips and promos from other episodes. Lots of clips were once on Yahoo Australia's website, but they got removed and there were no archives. However, on August 5th, 2023, someone uploaded the entire series to a private torrent tracking website called The Empire, rendering the full series now found. Limitless Paradise is a 40-minute anime movie and was created by Hiroshi Harada in 1981. Harada is known for making unusual and controversial animated films, including one called Midori. This movie was only shown a few times in the year 1982, 1986, and 1988. After that, it disappeared and wasn't shown to the public until very recently. Harada made this movie when he was in high school, and he used a special kind of tape to put the film together, which unfortunately made the film get worse over time. The wind and heat also damaged the film, making it hard to watch. Even though it was shown a few times, Harada felt embarrassed about it and wasn't sure if he wanted it to be seen. Plus, because the film was in bad shape, it took a long time to turn it back into a digital format. Then in December 2020, the company Harada started called Kurokan shared some pictures and details about Limitless Paradise on Twitter. This was the first time in 33 years that anyone had seen anything from the movie. Then finally, after 35 years of not being shown, on July 2nd, 2023, Kurokan put the entire 40-minute movie on their official Facebook account. After Bruce Lee's successful movie Way of the Dragon in 1972, he started working on his fourth film called Game of Death with a company called Golden Harvest. This would have been the second movie that Bruce Lee directed, and it was the last one he worked on before he sadly passed away in 1973. After he passed away, another director named Robert Klaus, who had directed Enter the Dragon, was given the job to finish Game of Death. Robert, along with the film's producer Raymond Chow, had to change the story, and they released the film in 1978. Bruce Lee filmed more than 100 minutes of scenes for the movie before he died, but only about 30 minutes of the scenes along with some extra clips have been shown to the public. There were also some pictures from the production that have been found over the years. In early 2023, a company called Arrow Video said that they have all 2 hours of footage that Bruce Lee shot for the movie. Then in July 2023, they released a special set with his movies from Golden Harvest, and it includes a 223-minute documentary called The Final Game of Death. This documentary shows a new and improved version of all the footage that Bruce Lee had shot.